All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing? As we continue to react and kind of break down this Kawhi Leonard trade, DeMar DeRozan trade, whatever you want to call it. The trade that sends Kawhi Leonard to the Toronto Raptors, DeMar DeRozan to the San Antonio Spurs. Also, Danny Green and Jakob are in this trade. Danny's going over to to Toronto, excuse me, and Jakob will be going to San Antonio. Now, here's a element that could void this trade. I know you're like, yo, this trade is finalized. All the big outlets are reporting on it. There is one thing. Kawhi Leonard has to take, like every other player in this trade and every other trade that happens, Kawhi Leonard is expected to go to Toronto to take a physical. He technically has 48 hours. Now, they could extend that time period if the Raptors want to. Technically, Kawhi is supposed to show up in Toronto in 48 hours and take a physical. And at that, if he doesn't take the physical or fails the physical, the Raptors, if they wanted to, could void the trade. At that point, DeMar DeRozan, Jakob will go back to Toronto. Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, they will go back to San Antonio. That's a possibility. Again, reportedly, Kawhi really doesn't want to play in the cold. He really doesn't like the thought of playing in Toronto. And that's a thing where he might just not. He's already let Toronto know, him and his camp have already let Toronto know they don't want to be there. So he might just not take the physical and try to avoid this trade. Now, that's a bad look if you ask me on Kawhi Leonard's part. And also, if the Raptors wanted to, they could go ahead and push the trade through without a physical. That's another risk. You haven't seen Kawhi Leonard play essentially in a year. That's a risk, but it looks like they're all in on this trade happening. And the way this thing is played out with DeMar DeRozan, I don't think there's any way you bring DeMar DeRozan back to Toronto. So I'm guessing Toronto's moving forward with this trade, physical or not. That is an update. There is a chance Kawhi Leonard does not take his physical, which could potentially void this trade. I find it hard to believe. It wasn't like the Raptors were actively trying to move DeMar DeRozan this offseason. This was just a trade where they believe they get better, and so they made it. But I look at it like, yo, if Kawhi doesn't take this physical, you're taking an even bigger risk on a guy like this. I got to see what he's like. He sat out an entire year because he claims he wasn't healthy. And San Antonio cleared him. So what would make you think he wouldn't just sit out again? That's my opinion. I believe the Raptors are all in, and they're going to push this trade through whether Kawhi Leonard shows up for his physical or not. Thank you for the time. Let's put again, Kawhi and his camp are thinking about not showing up in Toronto at all, and Kawhi wouldn't take his physical. Again, at that point, Toronto has the luxury, or they have the power to void the trade or push it through anyway, with or without Kawhi's consent. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaFerro.com, shawty. Yeah.